Dawn Montefusco, and this is Write Because It Matters. And today I have one of my personal heroes, Samantha Bennett. Originally from Chicago, Samantha is a writer, speaker, actor, teacher, and creativity, productivity specialist and author of the best-selling Get It Done, From Procrastination to Creative Genius in 15 Minutes a Day. Seth Godin called it an instant classic, essential reading for anyone who wants to make a ruckus. Her latest book is Start Right Where You Are, How Little Changes Can Make a Big Difference for Overwhelmed Procrastinators, Frustrated Overachievers, and Recovering Perfectionists. And that'll be out in fall 2016. She's the creator of both theorganizedartistcompany.com and theorganizedentrepreneur.com, both dedicated to helping creative people get unstuck, especially, here's what I love, by helping them focus and move forward on their goals. She's spent 15 years as a personal branding expert for Sam Christensen Studios and was honored as the Ultimate Marketer Finalist in InfusionCon 2010. She's also an Infusionsoft certified consultant and reseller. Now based in a teeny beach town outside of LA, Samantha offers workshops, keynotes, and private consulting, and she also makes a heck of a roast chicken. I love that. Hi, Samantha.
Hi, Dawn. Thank you so much for having me. Hi, everybody. We're getting upstaged by Chester.
Oh, hi, Chester.
Chester knows it's important to write, too. Yeah. He does procrastinate, though.
Animals are great like that. I was just reading about how they don't get stuck in the emotion of the task.
That's right.
You know? They just do it.
Right.
Well, let's just jump right in. Tell us about your business and what led you to start the Organized Artist Company.
Yeah, so as you know, my background's in theater. I grew up as an actor. I was one of those kids who did plays in the backyard and went to theater camp and did all the high school shows and went to college for theater. And then I was living and working in Chicago as an actor and then in Los Angeles, which meant that I had this super crazy busy life of a million different projects and shows and gigs and, you know, creatively hugely satisfying, financially disastrous.
Mm-hmm.
And along the way, I started teaching this class called the Get It Done workshop because I just got really interested in this question of like, how do creative people move forward on their projects? Like, how do you decide? You're good at a million different things. How do you pick what to do? You've got a million ideas. How do you keep going, like in the middle where it's really boring and the slog groan zone, you know, or at the end when it looks like it might actually happen and then you freak yourself out.
Oh my God.
And this idea that there's no right way.
Yes.
You know, there's no the way, there's no quarterly review on how your novel's going.
Yes.
So there's no corner office if you actually get that blog post up. So it's really hard to get motivated and stay motivated. And that just really interests me. So I started teaching the class. And then in 2009, you know when God sends you the same postcard like 13 times in a row?
Yeah, knocks you on the head. Yeah.
Right? Exactly. Guess what? We're doing this my way. Yeah, I had this space in my life. Like all of a sudden there was nothing else to do. And I thought, I wonder if I could do the Organized Artist Company full time.
Wow.
And then I thought, I guess I should order business cards.
What? That's about right, yeah.
I knew nothing. I knew nothing about entrepreneurship. I knew nothing about business. I knew nothing about email marketing.
Wow.
But I just dove in, and it's been the best art project ever.
Oh, that's a great way to put it. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Were you always great? So yeah, I love this. Were you always great at getting things done, or did you have to teach yourself? So was this? Did you? You know, we do what we need to learn. We teach what we need to learn. Was that some of what happened?
I never had too much of a problem with procrastination. I've always been pretty good about getting things done. In fact, I'm one of those busy is my favorite narcotic kind of people. Like, maybe if I'm busy enough, then the only feeling I'll have is tired.
Yeah.
Notice that, you know, I'm unhappy or something else is happening. The part that I do that is my lesson, I think, and so much of what I teach is this thing about there not being a right way.
Wow, yeah, good.
That your business and your work has to be an expression of your unique point of view. It has to be indelibly you. And to have the courage of that and the confidence in that and feel into the creative power of that and let the people who love you, and the people who don't, and
Exactly.
worrying about trying to make everybody happy all the time.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You know, it's interesting. I found that going to get my MFA wound up hurting me in terms of my writing, because I love that some people want to have the Pulitzer Prize and they want to be literary artists, and but that world where there is a right way and there is you must be a perfectionist wound up stifling me. And not that I'm against education, but it was strange that you should say that, because I feel like with writers, it's almost like if you get stuck in that camp, it could be detrimental to your progress.
Northwestern University nearly beat the actor out of me.
Wow.
I mean, it took me years to recover from that. And I think I am also a huge fan of learning, huge fan of education, huge fan of school in general.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
One of the things that school does is they trick us a little bit.
Agreed.
Into believing that, first of all, there is an A, B, C, D, E, F. Like, you can fail your life. You can't fail your life. You cannot screw up your life.
Oh, I love you for saying that.
That kind of person, write that down. I cannot screw up my life. You're leading your life just fine. You're doing great. Great. A+. Great job. So this idea that there is a better or worse, and kind of in school, you get attention for knowing the answers in advance.
Right.
For knowing the questions in advance,
right.
And the answers in advance. And life is not like that. The creative journey is not like that. And I get that all the time, where once people, it's hard enough to get people to actually unearth what it is they really want to do, to admit what they really want to do, to get in touch with that desire and fess up, I do really want to do this. But then the next thing immediately, every single person, and as a coach I'm sure you've seen this, the next thing they say is, well, but I don't know how.
Right.
I don't know how. I don't know how to publish articles. I don't know how to write a book. I don't know how to write. Well, kitten, of course you don't know how. How could you possibly know how? You've never done it before. But someone has done it before, so I bet you could do, this is why God gave us Google.
Yeah, exactly. I call Google God. I said, just ask God.
Just ask God.
Yeah.
And also, follow the sparkly breadcrumbs.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, you're killing me. That's my line. Not sparkly. I say follow the breadcrumbs.
Follow the sparkly breadcrumbs.
Yeah. Oh, that's so great. Your energy, I can tell that your experience really shows, because you also know it's possible. You've seen it happen with every...
Oh, a million times. A million times. I mean, it's incredible to me. And I wish, I wish I could, give people that, feed them something to make them know this. Because that journey from before you start, and it feels so overwhelming, and you're confused, and you're upset, and am I really good enough, and who's going to care, and nobody's going to do this, and I don't know. It's so, it's this,
Wow.
And then it's so painful.
Yes, it is. It really does.
Procrastination hurts.
Oh, that's good. Say that again. Procrastination hurts.
Procrastination hurts. It hurts your heart. It hurts your spirit. It hurts your relationships. It hurts your income.
Oh, yeah.
There is pain. You think you're keeping yourself safe somehow. I'll do that later. Oh, I'm not ready. But you're not keeping yourself safe.
No.
Choosing to not do it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
You're making a choice. You're not admitting that you're making a choice, but you're making a choice. And so to watch, and the minute somebody says, well, I think I might want to, publish my poetry, or I think I might want to write a screenplay. I think I can see it for them.
Wow.
Right? And I can also see that it's about this far away.
Oh, nice.
Right? It feels like, it's this long journey up a mountain. It's not. It's like this.
No.
It's like this. And so now I'm on the side of your project. I'm on the side of you getting that done.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm not going to buy, I can't afford to take that workshop. I don't have the time. I'm too busy. I'm not good enough. I'm not going to buy it.
Yes.
Because if I buy it, then there's two of us over here.
Yes.
And no time, and there's no money, and you're probably not good enough, and we'll just both sit here in this sad part of it. How impossible it is. No, I'm going to stand over here, and the side says, it's possible. It's not only possible, it's easy, and the world needs you to do it.
You're tapping on something, because I was going to ask you, why do you think people sit down and freak out and procrastinate? But what I'm hearing is that sense of solitude and being alone, we're not meant to do it alone.
No.
We're not meant to do everything by ourselves.
That's right.
That's why you're here.
And also, we're tribal animals.
And Chester.
Active, very, Yeah, we're tribal animals. We know, our animal brain knows that we cannot survive alone,
Wow, yes.
right? We know we will die.
Yes.
The tribe abandons us, we will die.
Mm-hmm.
So we are very sensitive to the needs of the group.
Mm.
Everybody's like, I'm a people pleaser. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
genetically.
Mm-hmm.
That's your survival mechanism. Yes, you want to keep people happy. You are concerned about other people's opinions. You want to contribute to the group. You don't want to be seen as grabby or greedy or selfish
Mm-hmm.
or self-aggrandizing, right? That's not like low self-esteem or something. That's
right.
That's your programming.
Yes.
So to understand that everybody feels that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And so find the tribe that loves what you do.
Yes.
That already loves what you do.
Yeah.
So we're not trying to convince everyone. This is the other thing I think people freak out. Like, I don't want to be sitting there like having to be all salesy and convince them. Have you ever convinced anybody of anything?
Right.
Ever? I've never seen it work.
I think that with writers too. I interviewed Storm Large, she's a performer, she's an actor, and she did a one-woman show about her memoir, and she wrote this memoir, and she says, everything else happened in 5 minutes or 10 minutes. She gets to sing the song, and it's really emotional, and it's over. She does the performance, it's an hour, and it's over. But sitting and writing the book, and sitting with that, that inner critic just comes in and eats you alive. And I think when you have a tribe that's on your side, for writing specifically, whoa, get you out of that cloud,
Absolutely. And understand that you're not alone, and the cloud is not a reason to stop. That insecurity is not a reason to stop.
No.
Eventually you start to reinterpret the feeling. You start to like, oh, my inner demons are getting really loud. I must be onto something hot.
I'm going to jump in. So Artist Talks to God fits perfectly with this. And I'm definitely, the next question's about Get It Done, but I'm going to just throw this one in. I love this book so much. It's poetry, like kind of prose poetry, and by the way, I love that. And it's funny, and literally, I think every writer right now, everyone watching this, go get it. Artist Talks to God. You literally made me not feel crazy anymore. I thought, oh, this is perfect. I can open this up anytime and take a deep breath and relax. Did you write it for that, or did you write it for you and then put it in a book?
I will tell you the absolute truth about this book.
Okay.
And I feel like I'm admitting that, like, I don't love one of my children or something. So here's what happened. I wrote that book in like a day and a half. Okay. I mean, it all came, those downloads that come.
Yes.
All came down all at once. And I know enough now to pay attention when that happens. So I wrote it all down, and I took a look at it, and I thought, this is crap. And I put it away. I'm like, I'm not into this. I think this is boring. And I put it away. And I know enough also not to throw it out.
Oh, good for you.
I have a file down here that's, for things that are percolating.
Totally.
Percolating. And I waited like another 11 months.
Wow.
Until I could sort of feel it pulling on my sleeve a little bit. It's like, I wonder. And I say all the time, like, this is where we really teach what we need to learn. I say all the time, you are a terrible judge of your own work.
Oh, yes.
You are a terrible.
Terrible.
Admit that to yourself. Get comfortable with the fact that you're terrible. And know this, because the things you put out that you're like, that's so awful, and everybody's like, oh, you made that?
Yeah.
And the things you're like, huh? And everyone's like, I don't get it. I'm like, what is that? Right?
Yeah.
It happens all the time. Every artist I know, like, I've been at this for 40 years. The thing they love is the thing with the dog.
Yeah.
With the dog. Really, that's what you people love. So I was like, wait, I'm a terrible judge of my own work. So I got it back out and reread it, and I was like, actually, I don't hate this.
Nice.
Actually, this is okay with me. And so I just made it up into a little ebook, and that's where you can get it on Amazon. I don't even think I have it in my print on demand thing. I think
it's in Kindle. Yeah, it's perfect.
And and there's another weird little side effect of this. I did that in like November, and then my book, the Get It Done book.
Yeah, show them. Love it. Amazing. Yeah.
Today, came out in like February. But here's what had happened. Because I sent out, because I put in Artist Talks to God, and I sent it out to my list, and some people bought it. But it moved me, that little ebook moved me from number 977,000 on the Amazon publisher list to 300,000.
Oh, nice.
So then when Get It Done came out, I was starting at a higher...
Wow, that's fabulous.
It was less of a journey to number one, which I did not realize I was doing that at the time. It was completely inadvertent.
That's great.
But I would really recommend it. If you've got a book coming out, put out something little first.
Love this.
Build your author profile.
Yes.
Reviews.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's great advice.
Yeah.
Well, let's jump in to Get It Done, because what was the bing, I'm writing this book, and obviously it's a book I think every writer should carry around with them all the time.
I agree. Everyone gets copies.
Yeah.
I understand, it's excellent. So Get It Done is sort of the spiritual granddaughter of The Artist's Way, right? I mean, it's very, thank goodness for Julia Cameron and her work.
Right.
Her work would never exist without her. And really it came out of my own frustration. It was kind of the book I kept trying to buy.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I read a ton of those, organize your time and organize your space and do better with your money and how to be more successful and set better goals and stuff. And I love all that. But most of it's, not really geared for creatives. We don't really care who's moved our cheese. That's really our thing.
Killing me.
And then all the creativity books were like spiritual healing through creativity or unleashing your inner creativity. It's like, oh, what? We're plenty unleashed.
Right.
Unleashing is not the problem. So I was like, what do we do, those of us who are already, we've got a lot going on, we're busy, we're good at a lot of things. How do we move forward when we're not going to the same office every day, or we are going to the office and we're trying to squeeze our creative work into the early morning and lunch hour and all that. So that's really where it came from, was trying to answer that question.
That's fantastic. It's funny because when you talk about in the intro, for the frustrated, well, you're doing the start where you are, but even, I love the demographic: overwhelmed procrastinators, frustrated overachievers, and recovering perfectionists. And even in Get It Done, some of my clients, they've been successful, they're executives, they're doing their thing, they've created stuff, but then when it gets down to that one dream or that book or that creative project, somehow they manage to get stressed out about that and not do it.
Oh, and it's funny, you would think with a business called The Organized Artist Company that I would have a bunch of people who are like, I just can't get it together. Yeah. But that's not it. Yeah. Most of my people are, as you say, they're really high achievers. Like 1 to 99, they have got it dialed.
Totally.
It's just pushing it to 100.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's visibility issues. Afraid to be seen.
Right.
You talked about your friend who was having trouble holding, you get used to performing the time, the time of performing, and holding the time frame of creating. For me, the thing that freaked me out, one of the things I had to work through in writing the book, was holding the space for that big of an audience.
Oh yeah, tell us more.
Right, because I was used to holding a classroom of 15 people or of 100 people, or being on stage in front of a couple of hundred people, and being on stage in front of several thousand people, doing webinars and teleclasses in front of a couple thousand people, people, sure, that I could do, right? I'd sort of mentally gotten myself to hold that space. This idea that the book was just going to be, first of all, out there. That I couldn't stand there at every table in every bookstore and go is this really right for you?
Yes. It's a solid piece of an entity that's out there. Yeah.
And I remember saying to a friend, I was like, it's so weird because it's like a book.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy it because it's a book. And then someday they're going to sell it at the yard sale for a nickel because it's a book. It's out there as a book. They're like, yes, Sam, it's a book. But
that's so great that you put it that way.
But when you grew up revering books, books saved me.
Yes.
I am alive because other people wrote books.
Exactly.
I survived my childhood because there were books.
Yes.
I just had the chance to meet Stephen Mitchell.
Oh, nice. Wow.
I was at a 2-day, I was at a Byron Katie workshop.
Oh, cool.
So that's the other thing, right? No matter how far along the road you get, you still keep with your inner working.
Oh, I repeat it over and over. Yes.
I pay God's own money to my coaches.
Totally. Yeah.
I don't know how anybody else does it any other way.
I agree.
You just can't see what you can't see. And every time you get to a new level, you got a whole new set of monsters going.
Exactly. Gremlins. You know what's funny? Someone said, your gremlins get as smart as you do.
Oh, yeah.
Boom.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. So is that a Byron Katie thing? She's married to Stephen Mitchell, and there he was in the back of the room. And I'm like, that's Stephen Mitchell. Poet translator.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
And I wasn't going to say anything. I felt like, I'm too shy to say something. And then I thought, Sam, he's your hero. Like,
right. Yes.
How dumb are you going to feel? Plus, you're going to be kind of a fraud then in your own teaching.
Yes.
It's one of the things about teaching other people about how to be visible and how to be brave.
Yes, I know.
So I did. I went over and I just, I introduced myself and I said, I just wanted to say hi and tell you how much, your work has meant to me over the years.
Oh.
And I'm all puddled now thinking about it.
Yeah, and they appreciate it. That's what's so crazy is there's so much appreciation. And look at you, like all this way in your career, and we're still human. We're still we're here.
And you know what? Let me actually underline this a little bit, because I think something happens to people where they see someone who's written a book or someone who's done well or somebody who's doing something that you wish you could do.
Mm-hmm.
And you automatically make an assumption somewhere along the line, well, it must have been easier for them.
Oh, right. Totally.
They must not be as shy as I am. Like, look, they've got a wealthy family. Or look, she's so beautiful. Or he's so famous. Or she's got a PhD. Or she's... Like, it must have been easier for them.
Yes.
And I am here to tell you, from the bottom of my soul, it is not easier for anyone.
Anybody. Agreed.
Everyone is exactly as afraid as you are. Exactly as afraid as you are. They may not be afraid of the same thing, as afraid. And the thing that you think is making it so easy for them is actually probably making it harder for them.
Right. Yes.
Because the person who's so beautiful is thinking, does anybody really see me?
Right. Oh, yeah.
And the person with the PhD is going, is this really serious enough?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The person who wrote the bestseller is going, oh, shit, now what?
Totally.
I was just in this, Elizabeth Gilbert's TED Talk about that is hilarious.
Amazing, yeah.
She's like, it's entirely possible that my best work is behind me.
I love that line. Yes, I know. Love that. It's funny because, just as a quickie, I grew up in the South Bronx as a very poor kid in a very dysfunctional world. And I don't know how I managed, honestly. But I would never recommend how I did it to anyone else because I didn't know what I was doing. Just like, do I get business cards? What do I do? But through that and through, I think, honestly, I'll just say it, through lots of people dying, and not necessarily my whole family, watching, as you age, watching death happen, I thought, my gosh, we're all here together. And I think it was that leveling field, and I worked with some work with Pema Chodron and meditation, which I know you're great at, and the breathing and the expansiveness, and it started to occur to me that we are all breathing the same air, So I love what you say. That's just that warms my heart. So let's go to the next one. How do you get people to relax in their creative process? I noticed that you use humor, which is awesome. But really, you get people are, like I said, they're tense, they're scared, they have stress. What would you say is maybe a nugget of how you personally, or what you've seen in people relaxing in that creative process?
Yeah, one thing that works almost every time, actually, is to have them, and we can do this right now, actually, go ahead and get a little quiet inside of yourself. Take a little breath. And just imagine your project in front of you. Whatever it is, the thing that you think you should be doing, but you're not. And just see it. Maybe it looks like itself, or maybe it looks like just a shape or a color or a sparkle or something. Just feel it for a second. Feel its energy. Does it have a color? Does it have a pulse? How big is it? Does it have a temperature?
It's like a big, silly as it sounds, a big pink and lavender cloud that's very bright.
Yeah.
And it's on a bright day and it's near the ocean. That's all I
Yeah.
got.
Yeah. So everybody's got their, whatever they're seeing something. And then you ask your project, what do you want of me?
Oh, right.
What do you want? What do you want?
Oh, I just it's strange, really. I love this. It's like a cloud that changes with the wind, and it opened up its arms and it just said, "Come on, keep going. Come on, right this way. It's cozy over here." Which is weird. I didn't expect that at all, honestly. And I don't. Yeah, I didn't expect that.
And you can get out of, because this,
that felt really good. Thank you for that.
Pretty good, right?
Yeah.
And it's quick. You can do it. Because it kind of gets out of the war. There's a little bit of a war often going on in the creative person between sort of the inner 9-year-old, that brilliant inner 9-year-old who's like, let's go!
Yes!
Do it! I want to write.
Yeah.
I can do it! I know I can! Just try! I want to just try!
Oh, I love it.
Please let me play!
Yeah.
This very nervous grown-up who's like, well, I don't think that's a very good idea. And it's very practical. And remember, we tried that before.
Exactly.
And that's, we should do something, so there's this argument going on.
Absolutely.
And just like in writing, an argument stops the action.
Absolutely. Yep.
So just like in a movie, you got to wait for the argument to get resolved before the story can move forward.
Definitely.
So to say, what is the okay, I know what the nervous adult wants. I know what the brilliant 9-year-old wants. What does the project want?
It's funny, when you were saying that, I could see the project literally saying to me, yeah, there's clouds over there, and there's a thunderstorm, but there's lots of sunshine, and I'm cool. I got this. I got this. Just keep moving, because the cloud is like almost just keep one step in front of the other. Don't stop, is what, yeah. Because it wants to be born. It wants to be born.
It wants to be born. And I find that when you then can help people notice that feeling,
wow,
that calm, that like, oh, right, just one foot in front of the other. Oh, right, sometimes cloudy, sometimes rainy, sometimes sunny. Let's just keep going. Oh, I can have faith that somebody's got this. I don't have to hold it all. Somebody else has got this.
Yeah.
Somebody's got this. And that, when you get that feeling, that expansiveness and that relaxation, and often it comes with humor, then you're in the truth.
Oh, that's good.
The truth is relaxing.
Oh, that's good. I'm going to write that on my wall.
Right? The truth is relaxing. And that's how you know. When you find a truthful thought, your body goes, oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I'm just a child of God trying to do what I'm here to do. Right. That's right.
Totally.
Okay. And consequently, on the other side of that, when you're feeling tense and squunched and, well, I better be more logical, and I don't know if I've got enough platform, and is anybody going to buy this, and all those thoughts you out, that's a lie.
Yes.
That is the opposite of the truth.
Yes.
So when you find yourself going like, well, maybe I just better be more different than I am, because I'm too something to be right, go like, I can feel the tension in my shoulders. I can feel my heart. I can feel the sadness and the gunk.
Yep.
The gunk on me.
It feels just like that, actually. It does.
I must be believing something that's not true.
Not true. Excellent. Yes.
So then you put on your little truth-seeking helmet, and you start looking for the sparkly breadcrumbs, and then you go, and that's how you stay humble before your work as well.
Yes.
Because I know sometimes people have an anxiety, and I don't get it, but they have this anxiety like, if I'm really successful, I'm going to somehow turn into a selfish person or a bad person.
No, you're probably like that beforehand.
Right, exactly. If you're not already selfish and mean, it's probably not going to happen. If you are selfish and mean, then go rock that selfish and mean.
Yeah.
Work that.
I love it. Oh, you're adorable. So, magic question, with 7 billion people in the world and counting, what I'm trying to get through, and I know you know this, why do you think it's important for people to keep writing? Specifically writing, because I hear this all the time. What does it matter? And there's too many people out on the internet, and I think, no one's going to say it like you.
It's all been said before, but not by you.
Exactly. Yes.
And the only thing that ever changed the world is a new story.
Oh, that's a great way to put it.
That's it. And I mean that both historically, like, not until we, not until Uncle Tom's Cabin
Yeah.
did we get the understanding of a world without, of how slavery could end.
Wow.
Not until, all kinds of books have changed the world. Not until, something about Erica Jong,
Yeah.
not until Fear of Flying, where all of a sudden,
Yeah.
women be sexual in a contemporary way. Like, it changed
Totally.
the world.
Yes. Yes.
But it also, the new stories that can change the world can change your world.
Yes.
This idea that, Kitty, what is going on? This idea
Chester wants to change the world.
Chester wants to change the world. This idea that you can, the stories that have changed your world.
Right.
Let's put it that way. The movie.
Yes.
Saved your life.
I do, actually.
Right?
Yep.
The song.
Yep.
Changed your life. The poem that changed your life.
Yes.
The piece of art that you went, oh my God.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Art explains our feelings to us.
It really does, yeah.
That's what art is for. Mm-hmm. So that you look at it and go, oh, new love.
Yeah.
Right, I recognize that. Oh, loneliness and despair. Right.
Yeah.
So the art that you make, the story you write about your loneliness and despair helps me with my loneliness and despair.
Oh, yes.
Right? The story you write about your difficulty rearing your children and your crazy kitty helps me with my difficult children and my crazy kitty.
Yeah, it's so true.
The story you write about frivolity and whimsy and lightness helps me with my frivolity and whimsy and lightness.
I love it.
So we need it. And you may notice there's nothing they're not buying.
Yes.
There is no story so dark, no story so sexual, no story so gothic, so cruel, so violent, so hilarious, so ugly, so middle of the road. And, I did once have 2 consults in a day, and the first person I was talking to was like, I really think my work is just too, dark. It's, too sexual. It's, creepy sexual fairy tale. Nobody's going to want to read this. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, I was just
first of all, send it right here because good erotica is hard to find.
Yes!
Send it over here first. But also,
I just thought that. I thought, whoa, I want to read that.
I want to read that. And then the next call I got, she was like, I don't know, my stuff is just sort of sweet, kind of English country. So sweet and kind of middle of the road, and nobody's going to want that. And I'm like, okay, again, send it over here.
Yeah.
I'm about to get on an airplane, and you know what I want to read on the airplane? English country mystery.
Exactly, yeah.
I loved it, right back to back.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Mine's to this, mine's to that.
Great
There's
answer.
nothing they're not buying.
Yes.
So quit trying to figure out what they want, write what you want, and trust that, we've also had that experience of, you hear something a million times, and then all of a sudden, boom, you get it.
Yep. Someone says it, the same message, just a little bit different. I read 3 books, The Morning Miracle, The Perfect Day Formula, and another morning book that I can't remember right now, because I just, at the time, wasn't getting up early to do my stuff. And for some reason, one of the books wasn't even the better of the book, if you want to really go that way.
Right.
I don't remember what. One chapter in it, clicked, boom, I was getting up at 6 a.m. And I was just like, that was a little too easy, But it was that particular message, in whatever way, was different than the other ways. So I love that.
And that's that school thing, too. We get tricked into thinking it's supposed to be good.
Right.
As if your work is good.
Right.
My favorite movies, I would not say are exactly good movies.
Same here.
Not the best movies.
Yeah.
My favorite books are not the best books.
Mine too, yeah.
Right? They're the ones that move me and that touch me.
Yes. Oh, good answer. Thank you.
Yeah.
This has been amazing. Do you have any last words or want to tell us about... That always feels so morbid. Do you have any last words? or do you want to tell us about your free gift?
Well, I will say that. It is true, because we sort of alluded to this a little bit earlier, but this is a one-way street. You do not have an unlimited time in which to do your work.
Oh, good answer. Yeah.
And the world needs your work.
Definitely.
You would not have the idea. It wasn't a good idea. You're wondering, is mine really a good idea? Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
And now is the time.
time.
It's true.
And if you get it out there and then it turns out that nobody wants it, well, then that will be valuable information for you.
Oh, yeah. Keep going. Keep going. Elizabeth Gilbert did say this one thing. She said, It doesn't matter if your writing is good. Her writing is good. God just made her a writer. So her only job was to write.
That's right.
And then...
And it can be really easy. I mean, I submitted my book to one editor at one publishing house, and they bought it, and they sent me the cover, and I was like, I love it. And
yeah, it can be easy. I actually do believe that. Yeah, it does not need to be complicated.
No. So, yeah, and then people are getting the procrastination, domination.
Yes, tell us a little bit about that. I actually have done that, and it just loved it.
It's fun. It's two of my best exercises.
Yes.
So my sort of foolproof, so few things work all the time. But as near as I can tell, these work all the time.
All the time.
And one of them will help you figure out which of your 137 ideas you should be moving forward on right now.
Yes.
Right? So that, like, I don't know, I can't choose. This will help you choose. And the other one that helps you is a 2-second thing that helps you deal with compliments and criticisms. Both the ones that are coming at you from the outside and the ones that are coming at you from the inside. Because the criticisms are really hard to take, but the compliments sometimes can be even worse.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So we need a way to manage both of those, because if you put your work out into the world, it's possible people are going to like it.
Yes, and oh my gosh, yeah.
And then what?
Yes. Well, thank you so much. This has been such a pleasure.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, I loved it. Well, everyone, go check out Samantha Bennett. All the links are on this page. Thank you so much for joining us, and I look forward to next time.
Me too. Thanks so much.
Bye.